What is up, everybody? This is my Stargirl Season 2 Episode 8 review entitled Summer School Chapter 8. And I'll be completely honest, I loved this episode, man. It was not what I was expecting after last week's episode. I didn't love last week's episode, we'll put it that way. And, yeah. I really enjoyed this episode, and we'll get more into that in my in-depth review, but I just want to say if you want to see more Stargirl reviews, or more content like this, I have a ton, and I would appreciate if you would subscribe, because we're like 8 away from 100 subscribers, so, yeah. But anyway, since we're done plugging, let's just roll that intro. So, in this episode, Rick's teacher shows up to his house after, this, and she's being really nice to him, and I think she knows she effed up earlier, and, she brings Rick a thing with a bunch of flyers about college, and the prices for them, because she thinks that, Rick could be saved, and, she doesn't know what situation he is in, and she's about to know, but, I don't know. It's just, she's trying to be really nice, and she is, man. That's what's happening, and Rick's, like, dad, who is forced to be his dad, just comes out and is a complete, asshole, really. So Rick goes into the woods and screams and yells about it. So, yeah, eventually Grundy hears him, but he's also carrying a bag of apples, too, so Grundy probably thinks, yeah, but, Courtney's gonna go talk to Yolanda after what happened, and, the family tells Courtney to give Yolanda time and stuff, and, yeah, but that's ultimately, Courtney is going through a lot right now, and I think right now it's kind of an interlude. I'm so excited for next episode, though. I'll review that episode 100%, but, yeah, Yolanda gives back her costume because she doesn't feel worthy of being Wildcat, so then, Chuck and Beth talk through, like, the goggles, and Chuck confirms that he is inside the, what's it called, wherever, Eclipso is from, and where everybody said he was trapped in it, so he confirms that, and, yeah, but, eventually, Rick and Grundy just sit there and eat apples, as Rick just talks to Grundy, and I love this scene, because, who else does Rick have to talk to? Nobody, and it's kind of like Grundy is his only friend in this one moment, and I love it, man. I think I just really like it. I don't have anything more to say, but eventually Grundy actually listens to him, and, gives, Rick an apple, and it's just, enough to make your heart melt. But, yeah, Courtney goes down to put Yolanda's costume away with the old JSA stuff, and she, by the way, Rick Passenger's a baddie. Yeah, and, after she puts Rick's, or the Yolanda's stuff away, she goes over to the, cosmic staff, and she apologizes, and, she just talks to her real quick, and it turns on a little bit, but, it's not at full strength, yet, but, eventually, and as we learn later, this was all fake by Eclipso and stuff. Beth's parents come to talk to her, and, this is a really disturbing and weird scene. This is, I love it though. We have these. They're just talking about the divorce, and they blame it on Beth, which obviously we haven't spent enough time with the parents, so they play that to the advantage, but they also, like, through the time we have spent, it's like, oh, they wouldn't have said that. But then there's maggots in the food, and it's just disturbing for Beth, mostly, and it was really gross and weird too. Yeah, it's just really weird. But we have Rick. He gets in his car after talking to Grundy, and he hears on the news that like, there's bears and stuff, which is also another thing from Eclipso. So he goes in because everybody thinking the bears are Grundy. So then Courtney and Pat talk, and Courtney named the cosmic staff Cosmo, which is a nice thing, but then they get a call from Rick that Grundy is being hunted and stuff, and Grundy needs help, so they go out to find Rick. I don't think they go out to help Grundy though, and yeah, it's just wow. I really like this episode. They go out and they talk, and Courtney mentions how the cosmic staff only has about 2 shots left in it right now. So then, what we later learn, everything Beth is just an illusion from Eclipso. I'll just state that right here. She goes to the Whitmore house and talks to Bruce Gordon, the child who was possessed by Eclipso, and his vessel, really, throughout these episodes. And it's disturbing, if you know. But yeah, Bruce Gordon eventually says that we learned Eclipso's racist, and he uses skin color against Beth, and is like, oh, because you're black, you don't deserve this because you stole it, and it's bringing the stereotypes to a whole nother level and stuff. But yeah, she's like every girl when you slap the homie's ass, and she's like, oh, I know you're in the closet and stuff. But eventually she goes in the closet, and Bruce isn't in there, and she gets trapped in the closet for a quick second. But yeah, Rick is searching for Grundy, and he talks to these people who are fake, we learn, and it's just this episode, by the end of it, you're like, oh my god, what was real, what was fake? And that's how I ended the episode. But now I know what's fake and what's real, I think. But it could be another, what's that movie where like a ton of stuff is fake? I can't remember it. But it could be one of those situations where we're completely wrong about what's real and fake. But yeah, Beth gets out of the closet and trips into a dark room, which I thought would be the ISA headquarters, but no, because there's Sylvester Pemberton, or Starman, along with Wildcat and Hourman. And you know, this really was only in here because the actors had to quarantine, and they're probably in episode 9 because it's a flashback episode, so yeah. But it was a nice inclusion, and they were just telling Beth that, yeah, you're wrong, you don't deserve that, and stuff like that. But wow, Rick just grabs the thing, and eventually he grabs his hourglass, and he gets to Grundy eventually, and he's like, hey, you didn't kill that girl, did you? Because the people said that the bear has an 8-year-old, a 10-year-old girl, and Grundy walks over and he has blood on his hands, and there's a dead girl in the river, and Rick is just mad. He's pissed off, and he's just yelling, and he goes after Grundy, and this was a horrible thing to CGI. I mean, it's a CW. The Grundy still looks better than anything that was in season 7 of The Flash, But what is that? Why does he get smaller as he gets closer to the camera? People had to approve that too. It just boggles my mind and stuff. But then, sorry, I hit the table. Courtney and Pat go to investigate, where Pat takes out the girl, and, the girl opens her eyes, and then disappears. Showing that she's fake. And, yeah, wow. It's just like a bunch of surprises this episode, and eventually, Grundy and Rick face off and start to fight by, Rick's house. I don't know how it got to night so early and so fast, but I'm not gonna say anything about it because it makes Grundy look better, and they get a fight and fireworks, which does look cool. But then we get a scene with Beth and Bruce. And yeah, eventually Beth does get scared, or a jump scare after getting flashbacks and like things from Eclipso, and she basically gets jump scared by Eclipso, and then we cut back to Rick and Grundy fighting, and I just love this so much. Eventually, Courtney and Pat come along, and they just watch on horror, and yeah, Grundy doesn't make an indent because what's really happening? He wouldn't make an indent. They come along watching horror as they see that is not Grundy. It's not Grundy. You know what it is? It's Rick's uncle. Just, oh my gosh. How could Eclipso make him do this? And what's gonna happen now? Like, he has no home to do besides this. Yeah, I can't wait to see what's happening next episode. And, yeah, wow. Rick breaks the, hourglass. And that hurts Courtney, because now she has no, Stripe's still being reassembled. Yolanda gave back her costume, the hourglass is broken, and then she just has Beth, which is not confident, who's not confident right now, so the JSA is just breaking up as Beth and Eclipso are talking, arguing, fighting, whatever you want to call it, and, it's for power of the goggles, because Eclipso knows what happens when Beth puts on the goggles, but Beth doesn't. So when Beth gets a hold of the goggles and puts it on, the whole nightmare ends. And her and Chuck talk, and, we'll get there later. Sorry, I forgot about this next scene where Rick is getting arrested. This intrigues me so much. How are they gonna, do this, man? How are they gonna live this up? But eventually Grundy sees Rick going away and is like, goodbye, friend. And that also just melts my heart too, you know? It's nice, but then here we go, Beth and Chuck talk, and Beth and Chuck talks about how he's in that space and that people found him before, so he ends up, but before he says that, he says, don't take off the goggles. Eclipso can't get to you when you're wearing the goggles. So yeah. But Beth's parents go to check on her, and, they just have a talk, and the spirits feel like, yeah, they never came there earlier, so Beth hopefully isn't the reason why they're getting a divorce, and it doesn't seem like they are. And it's just a nice, reassuring talk. And then we get to the final scene of the episode with, what's her name? Barbara and Mike. And Mike calls Barbara mom in this episode, which that's important. Or I think that's the first time that's happened or something. But they're talking about, is Rick gonna be okay after what he did this episode? Like, what's the repercussions of everything? And yeah, what's the repercussions, man? He's a 16-year-old dude who unhumanly, like, with the strength, beat up somebody with his unhuman strength and stuff. I don't know if metahumans exist on Earth too. Well, they would, since the JSA is public knowledge. But or are they public knowledge? I don't know. But yeah, the main part is on the outside. It's freezing in July, on the 4th of July, July 4th, and also since this episode's on July 4th, I'm pushing something. I really think this season is supposed to come out in the summer and it got pushed back. But yeah, that is my review of Stargirl Season 2, Episode 8, Summer School, Chapter 8. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing. We're like 8 away from 100. And like once a week, that number drops and goes up. So we've been stuck in the 90s for like 3 months, man. But yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling so you can find a new video. So goodbye, stay safe, and goodbye.